Okay guys, the last time I was making I think my dandelion tea, and I said I'm going to make a video on how my herbal journey started. So I've been busy, that's why I haven't made the video. So but today I'm going to make this video to tell you guys my journey with herbs. Okay, it all started when I was still in my high institution, I think my senior class then back in Nigeria. I was a little bit chubby, not fat, just a little bit, not like I'm fat. And nobody complained. My parents didn't complain that they weren't okay with my weight or anything. Nobody complained. Just a personal thing that I don't like the way I was. I think especially if my clothes feels tight on my body. I just don't feel okay. I feel very uncomfortable, and I was like, what am I gonna do to lose this weight? I don't have any idea on what I would do to lose weight. No idea. Then I don't have phone then, so I think it was only my mom and dad that had phone then. So I don't have phone. So but I didn't even know what to do. But I was seriously bothered on what to do. So, but there is this thing I remember my grandma said one time then. I think she was mashing bitter leaf to make her soup. So but she didn't pour the water away. After that she said she's keeping the water because she didn't want to drink it. So when I asked her why do you want to drink it, she was like, oh, it has a lot of health benefits, which she made mention that it can make somebody I think heals someone that has a cholesterol issue, that is good for people with diabetes or something like that. So I now remember that people with diabetes, has issue with sugar. Some are chubby, and because of that, I said, okay, maybe something bitter can help someone lose weight. Since my grandma said that this bitter leaf water is very healthy, it can help a diabetic patient. It can help someone that has a cholesterol high. Yeah. So I was like, okay, something bitter. But then I don't like the taste of bitter leaf, so it was too bitter for me. So I was like, what else am I gonna do? So I don't remember Zobo. When we make Zobo in Nigeria, we all know Zobo. When we make Zobo, before adding sugar or pineapple, the taste is bitter, somehow bitter and sour. Let me say it like that. So before we add sugar or pineapple, so I was like, okay, if I boil this Zobo leaf without adding sugar or pineapple, so I was like, what again will I add to this Zobo to make the bitterness more intensify? So I was like, oh, I remember lemon. I think I used either lemon or lime, either of them. So I used one or either of them to cook the Zobo leaf, and after that, I started taking this drink, and it wasn't even up to 1 week I started. As in, I purged, and I lost so much weight that my mom and my dad noticed, and they were like, oh my God, what are you doing? Are you okay? You look sick. The collar, the bone on your collar neck is almost showing. What is that? I don't like what I don't tell them. Oh, it's because of this. I think it's the Zobo leaf I'm taking. They said, oh, it's stop because it's getting too much on you. So ever since then, back in my university, so I think I started using phone then in my university. So I have access to phone. I had access to phone, Google. So I started researching more. Sometimes I'll just buy green tea. That was where I so much love green tea without adding anything. I'll just have my green tea. At a point, I started researching about cloves, ginger, garlic, other herbs, scent leaf. Like I would just boil scent leaf and just drink the water. Even aloe vera, even the bitter leaf, I started drinking it because then I was now matured enough to be able to endure the taste. So I started taking out a lot of those bitter. And do you know one good thing this thing did to my body? I hardly fall sick. Yeah, I hardly fall sick. Like I think maybe because of the herbs, or maybe it's a natural something, but I hardly, not like I'm taking the herbs like my life depends on it. No, it's just once in a while, and it's not too much. Too much of everything is not good. And this is my own personal experience. Body differs. What works for me might not work for you. So it just, but I know generally herbs are very good. They're very good because back then, during our forefathers, they don't have any. There's nothing like tablet. They lived on herbs. Their life depended on how, and they lived well. They live longer age with those herbs. So, and it works for me. Like if I have cough, like cold, like I'm prone to cold anytime. I don't like cold. So, but anytime I'm having cough or cold, I don't take tablets. I will just boil my lemon, my grass lemongrass, lemon, garlic, ginger. Just mix it, sieve it, and just drink, and I'll be fine. Yeah. So if you want to know more about herbs, this channel is for you. Stay tuned for the next one because I will be spilling the tea here in this channel. Everything I know about how. Stay with me. See you guys on the next one. Bye.